Hey there, Internet Explorers. Welcome to a journey through the wild, wacky, and wonderful world of the Internet. Let's be honest, the Internet is weirder than a goat in a spacesuit. From bizarre memes to viral cat videos, it's a place where the unexpected becomes the norm. But how did we get here? How did this digital wonderland come to be? From dial-up modems that sounded like a herd of robotic elephants, struggling to connect us to the World Wide Web, to blazing fast 5G speeds that make your head spin, it's been a wild ride of technological evolution. Imagine a world without Google, cat memes, or even email. Hard to believe, right? You'd have to talk to people face to face. The horror. No instant messaging, no social media, just good old-fashioned conversation. Thankfully, some brilliant minds, and probably some accidental keystrokes, gave us this glorious digital playground we call the Internet. It all started with a few scientists and engineers tinkering away, creating the foundation for what we now take for granted. Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to take a hilarious trip down memory lane. From the early days of clunky computers and slow connections to the lightning-fast, always-connected world we live in today. Prepare to be amazed, amused, and maybe even slightly terrified. The Internet has come a long way, and its journey is filled with fascinating milestones and quirky moments. This is the story of the Internet, a tale of innovation, creativity, and a whole lot of cat videos. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride through the digital age.
Picture this. It's the 1960s, a time of radical change and innovation. Hairspray fumes are thick in the air and bell-bottoms reign supreme. The fashion is bold, the music is groovy, and the world is on the brink of a technological revolution. The Cold War is raging and the US government is all, we need a way to share information without the Soviets intercepting it. The stakes are high and the pressure is on. Enter ARPANET, the Internet's awkward teenage phase. This was the dawn of a new era. A network that would eventually evolve into the Internet we know today. This clunky network of computers was about as user-friendly as a Rubik's Cube with no colors. It was complex, cumbersome, and required a team of experts just to send a simple message. Legend has it that the first message sent over ARPANET was supposed to be login. A simple word, but a monumental task for the technology of the time. But in a moment of epic fail, the system crashed after only 2 letters. Let's imagine the anticipation, the excitement, and then the crash. It was a moment that would go down in history. To be fair, LO is pretty much the Internet's catchphrase, so maybe it was a sign of the simplicity and brevity that would come to define online communication. From that humble beginning, the Internet would grow and evolve, connecting people in ways that were once unimaginable. Today we take for granted the ability to connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. But it all started with ARPANET and that first fateful message. The OG chat room, sort of.
Fast forward to 1971, and hold on to your floppy disks, folks. Email is born. Finally, a way to send messages electronically without having to hand-deliver a punch card. But don't get too excited. These early emails were about as exciting as watching paint dry. No emojis, no GIFs, no cat videos, just plain text. It was the digital equivalent of a telegram, only slightly less dusty. But hey, at least you could finally tell your friend across the country about that weird dream you had without having to pay for a long-distance call. Progress!
Hold on to your hats, because in 1990, the Internet as we know and love and occasionally want to throw out the window was born. Sir Tim Berners-Lee, bless his soul, gifted us the World Wide Web. Suddenly, we could access information from all over the world, all while wearing pajamas and eating cereal. It was magical. Of course, these early websites were a sight to behold. Imagine flashing neon text, backgrounds that looked like a unicorn threw up on them, and enough animated GIFs to make your eyes bleed. It was like stepping into a digital time capsule of questionable design choices.
Section5.com, boom and bust. Remember pets.com? Yeah, me neither. The late 90s were a wild time for the Internet. Everyone and their grandma was starting a .com company. Remember when you could buy dog food online and have it delivered by a guy in a sock puppet costume? Yeah, those were the days. Of course, the bubble had to burst eventually. Turns out not every business needs to be online. Who knew?
Section 6. Social media takes over, because sharing is caring and stalking is research. In the early 2000s, social media burst onto the scene like that friend who shows up to a party uninvited, but somehow manages to become the life of it. Suddenly, we could connect with friends, family, and that guy you met at a bus stop 3 years ago, who had an uncanny resemblance to a young David Hasselhoff. MySpace, Facebook, Twitter. We couldn't get enough of these platforms that allowed us to share every thought, feeling, and blurry photo from last night's karaoke disaster with the world. Privacy? What privacy? But it wasn't just about sharing our lives. It was about creating a digital persona, a curated version of ourselves that we wanted the world to see. We became our own PR managers, carefully selecting which moments to broadcast and which to keep hidden. The thrill of getting likes, comments, and shares became addictive, a dopamine rush that kept us coming back for more. As social media evolved, so did its impact on our lives. It became a tool for activism, a platform for businesses, and a stage for influencers. We started following celebrities, brands, and even our favorite pets. The lines between personal and public life blurred, and the concept of privacy took on a whole new meaning. Yet, with all the benefits came the darker side. Cyberbullying, misinformation, and privacy breaches became common issues. We had to learn to navigate this new digital landscape, balancing the desire to share with the need to protect our personal information. Social media was no longer just a fun distraction. It was a powerful force that shaped our world in ways we never imagined.
Section 7. Streaming and the cloud. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Remember when you had to wait for an entire week for the next episode of your favorite show? Or when you had to actually go to a store to buy music? Dark times, my friends. Thankfully, the 2010s ushered in the era of streaming and cloud computing. Now we can watch anything, listen to anything, and store all of our digital junk in the nebulous cloud, which is really just someone else's computer, but let's not dwell on that. It's a golden age of instant gratification, and frankly, I'm not complaining. Section 8 5G, faster than you can say buffering, maybe. And now, the internet is evolving at a pace that would make even a caffeinated cheetah say, "Whoa, slow down!" 5G is here, promising speeds so fast you'll be able to download an entire season of your favorite show, before you can even say, "Wait, what happened to 4G?" Of course, whether or not 5G actually lives up to the hype remains to be seen. But hey, a little technological optimism never hurt anyone, right? Section 9. The Internet of Things. Your fridge can tweet now. You're welcome. But wait, there's more. The internet isn't just for your phone, tablet, or laptop anymore. Oh no, now everything is getting in on the act. Your fridge can order groceries, your coffee maker can brew you a cup before you even get out of bed, and your dog's collar can track how many steps he's taken. Spoiler alert, not enough. It's the Internet of Things, and it's either incredibly convenient or utterly terrifying, depending on your level of paranoia. Section 10. The future of the internet. Flying cars and self-aware toasters. So what does the future hold for the internet? Will we all be living in a virtual reality metaverse? Will our toasters finally rise up and overthrow humanity? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, the internet has come a long way from its humble beginnings. And if history is any indication, it's only going to get weirder, wilder, and more hilarious from here. Section 11. Okay, that's all, folks. Share your web tales. Well, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the internet's hilarious evolution. From those clunky early days to the lightning-fast, interconnected world we live in today, it's been quite a ride. What are your favorite internet memories? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's reminisce about the good old days of dial-up, floppy disks, and websites that made your eyes bleed. In a good way, of course.